Streets of the Hidden Leaf Village. The blond boy slowly walked through the Leaf Village during a spring afternoon. His eyes were focused straight ahead, ignoring the glares of the people around him. That boy is acting strange. Yeah, do you think he's gonna start killing people? No way. He's still just a kid. He may be the fox, but a genin could still beat him easily. Naruto let out a sigh of pity. Pity for the people who feared him, for he knew that no genin had even the smallest chance of killing him. Don't get cocky, kid. It always leads to downfall, Kurama said to Naruto. I'm not cocky, I'm just confident. Even our dog Anbu friend couldn't catch me after 3 hours of running. Kurama frowned at Naruto, but not out of disappointment. You're speaking out loud, brat. Naruto froze. He slowly turned to see the villagers staring at him. He turned back, stuffed his hands into his pockets, and gave himself a sheepish grin. Oh well, Naruto thought. Perhaps they'll start leaving me alone. The opposite is more likely to happen, the fox replied as he swatted at a butterfly that passed by him in Naruto's mindscape. Naruto sighed once again. Feeling bored, Naruto activated Kurama's emotion sensing ability. Instantly, he felt a mix of two emotions. One was disgust, the other was fear. Intrigued, Naruto picked up the pace and began running in the direction of the emotions. Upon entering the outskirts of the village forest, Naruto spotted his quarry. He jumped up into the trees and looked down at the origin of the disturbance. Below him stood a trio of boys who were around 8 years old. The first was tall and lanky, the second was on the chubbier side, and the third was slightly shorter than the others. The three stood above a girl Naruto's age. She wore a mesh armor underneath her black shirt and matching pants. On her feet she had a pair of civilian sandals. On the ground in front of her laid a light gray sweater that was covered with mud stains. She had short, dark blue hair with short bangs in front of her eyes. Her eyes were pure white, with no visible pupils, a trait of the Hyuga clan, wielders of the Byakugan. But there was something about this girl that made his heartbeat rise. He never felt this way before. He forced the thoughts to the back of his mind, focusing on the problem at hand. Naruto's eyes narrowed. His anger focused on the boys below. As the three began to close in on the girl, Naruto jumped in front of her, brandishing a kunai. Hey, what the hell do you think you're doing, brat? The short one asked. Guys, it's that demon kid that our parents tell us to stay away from, the chubbier kid said, giving a knowing eye to his companions. They responded with a smirk and began to move closer. Naruto, unimpressed, placed his kunai back in his pouch. No use physically harming them. I'll just scare them a bit, Naruto decided as he went through 5 hand signs. The boys stopped. They were fresh academy students and so were unfamiliar with the technique the blonde was about to use. Naruto ended with the hand sign for Ram and whispered, Demon Illusion, Fire Jutsu. A few seconds passed, and the boys fell to the ground, knocked out by Naruto's Genjutsu. Naruto let out a sigh and turned to the Hyuga girl behind him. He reached out his hand. You okay? Naruto asked, smiling. The girl looked up to see the face of her savior. She was instantly captivated by his ocean blue eyes that seemed to stare into her soul. Yeah, I'm okay, she replied as her face began to turn red. Slowly, she took the blonde's hand as he pulled her up to her feet. The name's Naruto Uzumaki. What about you? Hinata Hyuga. Thank you for saving me. The now named Hinata replied with a stutter. She looked over to the boys on the ground, wondering what Naruto had done to them. I used a simple D-rank genjutsu on them. They'll be out cold for at least an hour, Naruto said, as if he read her mind. He bent down and picked up the dirty sweater. He handed it to Hinata, with a sad expression on his face. I'm sorry I wasn't here sooner to help you. Hyuga shook her head. No, please, don't worry about it. Naruto let out a sigh before looking back to Hinata. You don't hate me like everyone else, do you? The girl's eyes softened. She remembered her father telling her to stay away from Naruto. saying he was nothing but trouble. She had seen how the villagers treated him, and always wondered why he was hated so much. But he just saved her. Could he really be as bad as everyone said? She blushed when Naruto looked deep into her white eyes. Her heart was beating so quickly she thought it might explode. She tried to hide her shyness as the whisker-faced boy continued to stare. I don't sense any negativity from you. You're the fifth person to not look at me with hatred. Fifth? She asked. Yeah, there's the old man and his daughter from the Ichiraku ramen stand, that dog Anbu, and the third Hokage. And the fox, Naruto thought to himself. Why does everyone hate you, Naruto? I never understood it, Hinata asked, blushing a bright red. Oh, sorry. You do not have to talk about it if you don't want to. Naruto scratched his head sheepishly. It's okay, I do not mind, but it is complicated. I'll tell you some other time. I better get going. Your escort will be here soon, and I don't want to ruin your reputation by being seen with me. Hinata did not know what he meant, but nodded slowly. She held out her sweater to the blonde, who looked at her confused. Keep it. Think of it as a gift for rescuing me. Naruto hesitantly took the sweater from her and looked up. Hinata could see tears beginning to form in his eyes. He smiled, turned and jumped into the trees overhead, vanishing from view. Hinata stared at the place where he vanished, feeling her cheeks become warmer and warmer. Lady Hinata, there you are, called out the Hyuga male as he ran up to Hinata and began to chastise her for running off. But Hinata could not hear him, for she was too busy thinking about the whisker-faced boy who had saved her.